Okay, so I want to let you guys in on my nemesis. And always I get caught filming with no bra and no makeup. So these scars right here are from my hip replacement and then where I had the infection. So what happens, and I have been in China and totally not fascia blasting. I just haven't even been where I could do it. So what happens to me is that my whole scar tissue starts to recoil, particularly between the scars. In fact, that's actually kind of painful, and I'm starting to get a little vein because I'm not getting good blood flow, so it like is backing up. But this I can break up. I've done it before. So if you can see, I already put on oil, but what I want to talk about is all of you girls who are going for the dent, because my scar tissue sits on a dent. So get the Nugget, the thick end. Okay, some people don't know there's, a thick end and a thin end. So on the thick end, what I'm gonna do is go above and below and around the dent, because the dent, you don't really want to poke it. It's already indented. And the way that I think of it is, it's like if the tissue were chewing gum, and this is called scraping. If you scrape the Nugget through the chewing gum, it would leave like little lines, right? So that's what you're gonna do, is scrape above and below the dent. If you can look, I'm shaking because I'm pushing so hard. Okay, so let me just preface this with saying, don't do this unless you're hot, because it's just too freaking painful. Like, in fact, when I'm scraping like here, I can feel it shooting into my back. Okay, so remember, fascia is all connected. So this one, well, you can already see the difference, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so I'm kind of beating up above it, and then I'd go back and beat up below it like this, scraping like the chewing gum, come around to the side and scrape through it. But I'm not working on the dent just yet. I'm working on kind of the gummy, fat, gooey, chunky. To me, it's like scar tissue, fascia-bound, fat, all that mixed together. So I'm just scraping. By the way, it hurts like all hell. Can you see the difference?
Yeah, it looks smoother now.
And even the little vein is starting to flow a little bit. See how it's like less varicose? I just go straight to the vein and just, at my clinics we used to call this crayoning, and then we switched to calling it scraping. Okay, so you'll have to do it longer than the duration of this video, but I can post an after picture or something in the comments. But
it already looks smoother.
Yeah, and it's getting less and less painful, and you can tell like I'm not shaking to push through it. But you're very strategically doing it. And then last but not least, and again, I would do that for about, 10, 15 minutes. And then if you want to get the dent, you got to pull it up, and then you get the skinny side of the Nugget, and you literally are like trying to get up under the fascia and lift it up to the surface. Look, I'm already bruising. But I'll continue to do the technique. So it's scrape all the way around, and then pull it up and dig out the dent with the skinny side.
Do you dig it out all around, or just from that one
No,
side?
it's kind of like wherever you feel it. So like when I go in, I feel a band going like that. So if you feel the band going this way, you would pluck it up like that. Does that make sense? Oops. And then if it's going, like if your dent is going this way, or it's like a round indentation, you would pluck it up all the way around. So it just depends on the direction of the adhesion. My adhesion is a stripe, so that's why I was kind of getting at it like that. So it's a little bit science, and it's a little bit, you just got to learn your body and learn to feel which way your adhesions go. The actual fascia is at several different layers coming through here. You've got, superficial, deep. You've got some that spiral the leg, some that go straight up the side. So you can't really say, oh, it's that line, because this dent is deep enough that it could possibly be going through 3 lines of structural fascia as well as the interstructural fascia. So you can't really pinpoint it and say, oh, it's that line. Does that make sense?
Like it already.
Yes, and it actually
smoother,
feels better.
actually.
Yeah, I'm not pulling up on it. But anyway, so that's how you address a dent. And this one dent right here is like my nemesis dent because of this scar tissue. So really, what you want to do after you Nugget is go back with the fascia blaster and just, grab it in the middle and just flush blood to the whole area. And that'll keep you from, like, instead of having like a really dark bruise that might swell and whatever, if you fascia blast it out, it'll kind of spread the bruise out like that. And it'll also get more and more healing blood to the area. So the technique is to heat, do the nugget, and then fascia blast, and then ice.
Sweet.